Hello, monkey. Okay, hmm. Yesterday, we did a little more to finish up these tags because we were in a rather crucial place to just stop. And now the text can be written again. And maybe I should change the speed again. Will the shop still work? There's nothing to buy, why? Interesting. Something happened to the shop. And we can't get the shop items anymore. They're broken. But we need to change the shop UI, etc. anyway. Does the storage work? Well, at least that works. The item shop is dead. Probably need just an ID or something. This button is way too long. This one is also too long, probably. Okay. So first off, let's write that down. And look what we can clean up. Before I clean up, should I make a backup? Let's make a backup first. Save all. Let's see, So we wait. Come on! Faster! I wish I could rotate this 90 degrees and then just shake it down. Make it faster. Does anyone know what this background is from? If you know, and tell me, you get 100 monkey points. If it's correct, that is. Hello, scene. Do you know from where? It's now rather an old title, I would say. No, it's not Far Cry. Yeah, this is Heavy Rain, that's correct. Alright. Yeah. But the other one was Uncharted. I'm not sure if it was the second or the third one. I believe it's the second one, but I'm not sure. It takes place in a desert. For one thing, you're flying in this freighter plane, and then it opens this cargo bay and everything drops down into the desert. Or was that there? I'm not sure. Wasn't it also in a snowy place? I don't remember, man. But that was the first game. In the first game, you are going into these World War II German submarine and find out everything is zombies and stuff. In the second one, I don't remember, or was it the third one? You go into El Dorado or something and you get like this psychedelic stuff, gases into your brain and think you see genies. What was the other one? Yeah. I'm so sad that the newer parts of Uncharted were always with an NPC. You never play alone. Always with a sidekick. And the sidekick is always shooting at the enemy too. And when you try to make a headshot, your sidekick shoots him in the stomach and he fucking flinches. I hate it. I hate it so much. Okay, so we have our backup, so I can now just do some cleanup without fearing to lose anything. Yeah! So annoying. It's like yellow paint the character. It's so annoying. Alright, let's clean this. It's not getting used anymore. Get current line here, this one. How's your game development going, man? I saw you're doing some attack animations. Yeah, that can go. Oh. I imagine spellbooks should be easier, since you just probably hold it in your hand and do some kind of gesture. Or what are you planning to do? This one is of course needed. How about this? Also context. Content. That. And then get interest. Thinking of projectile attack already exists. Cast light, type spell to illuminate the environment. A bubble shield type buff can take one hit before shattering. And I need a fourth spell. I was thinking of something that raises a nearby AI opponent's fear level, causing them to flee. Huh. And how would you, like, make that effect visually? I remember in Magicka you had the spell called Fear, and then you had like some lines going off from you, wavy into the air, and every enemy that got it also had those lines above their heads until the status was going away. But that's Magicka, that's a comedy game. Oh, Ghostface. That reminds me of Dungeon Keeper 2. That had a fear mechanic too. Not persistent, but internal. What's the difference? So you mean it's internal but not persistent? Fear and aggression are factored in when the AI selects a thing to do. Ah. Do you use some kind of pattern for your AI? And those actions can then affect fear, aggression, so this makes the random. I see. How advanced is your AI? Like, what can the enemies do? Are they like fear kind of AIs or a normal RPG kind of AI where they just go to you and attack? I wonder, could you even build something like in Fear into a Souls-like? Ah, I see. When they are in fear, what do they do? Do they just try to get away from the player? Or do they have some paths they can go to exit the area? Are there... and they're not permanently feared, right? So they will attack again. What makes them to attack again? And thinking of, if someone in that fantasy world gets scared, why does it not get scared at some point anymore? I wonder. Most games don't look at this, no? Like when you look into Metal Gear, for instance, if something notices you, they sound the alarm that if you're hidden a little bit, everyone forgets everything. I guess that's one of the standard things games always do. I'm using a goal action planner type architecture. Our goals are little modules that can be adopted by the AI. Ah, okay. So if an AI has high fear, one of his possible actions may have is flee. Selection waiting action might get a huge boost when its fear level. That sounds a little bit like behavior trees. Do you have like a tree where they switch one action after the other? How do you do this goal? How is the goal decided? Reduce its fear level. So eventually it'll come back to fight. Yeah, I see. A weight function, okay. But you have like multiple criteria, no? And the weighted function itself is bespoken BP logic for each goal. I need to Google what bespoke means. Just a second. Ah, okay, I got it. Yes, yes, yes. And thus then, okay, so you have your weighted thing, but you have like, I guess, more than 2 factors that can be set to a goal, like fear or aggression. But is one goal more important than the other? Like, if your aggression is at 100 and going through a threshold, and fear is also through a threshold, does it flee or attack you? I guess it would flee. Or do you then look which one of these values is higher? That seems to be a very, very, how to say, complicated thing the more values you have. I wonder how you architect that. How do you save that data? Is it in the custom blueprint itself? Like, are there some kind of child actors of some, or do they have some struct they all use? A function that is called for everyone and it's like bespoke for everything. I'm using the word. It produces a weight value. So when fear is maximum, flee and backup might have weights of 10. Do a heavy attack combo might have a weight of 0.5. So these weights are not thresholds. Do I understand that correctly? They're like a value that you subtract or add. The system runs the weight function for every possible goal available for the, and thus a weighted random. Ah, okay. Now I get it. Yes, of course, a selection. So there is a slim chance that when you have that module in, that goal module, for attacking, which is 0.5, but you have like a fear that now has a weight of 100, there's a slim chance that the NPC will still attack. Like 0.0 whatever. Depending on the fear, that is. So all these values give some kind of weight to the corresponding goals, I guess. Yes, I see. Okay. And how many times do you check this? What it should do? After each action? Some kind of custom tick? Can they cancel some actions? I'm still using this one, I think. Using these. This one I don't use anymore. When a goal is adopted, the goal then has its own blueprint logic. Ah, okay. It feeds commands to the AI. Turn-based, so it's... Ah, it's turn-based! I thought it was a Dark Soul thing. Light attack goal would be like... target in range. I see, okay. Yeah, if it's turn-based, of course, there's a certain way to ask these things. I thought it was what was it? How to say real time? If it's real time, it's more challenging to always scan these actions, I guess. But then I also understand more about the fleeing and stuff. But okay, if this is a turn-based thing, is this like where the characters are in an arena and they can walk around, or is it like very traditional, like a JRPG, Final Fantasy, like not JRPG? Like Final Fantasy, they have their own slots where they stand, like my game, like where there is no free moving. But you said range and stuff, right? So they are probably just standing around. So it's more like Grandia, maybe. Can you control your character to move around? Oh, okay. So you can also queue in a movement. So like, what was that game called? Valkyrie? The one with the tanks and stuff? That anime style game? Yeah, that one. Is it kind of like that? I see. It's probably a little more smooth then, since you say button presses and not actions. But when you move, can the NPC also move? Or do you move and then the NPC moves? And then you again? Is it like time stops when you have to do something, and when you do something, the time goes and the NPC also moves? Ah, okay. I see. So if you stand still, you can look around and nothing moves. Yeah, I just wanted to say super hot. I see, very interesting. I imagine if you built that with very, very crunchy attacks, it could be a very, very memeable game, as in making Matrix kind of scenes where the character has to dodge a boss swinging a big sword, and then you press some button to duck or slide sideways and then do your attack. Could look very, very nice. Oh, this reminds me of what is the game called from Supergiant Games? Transistor. Transistor. Do you know that one? Some enemies will have microing. I see. Oh. And then if you can read your enemy, you can queue up like a huge list of movements. And then when you make a video and perfectly dodge the enemy, that would be nice to see. Like, omae wa mo shinderu. Teleports behind you or something. I mean, as long as you have the vision, it really doesn't matter. I have a vision too. Like, my game is not there where I want it to be, but everything I do adds to that vision. So if you add enemies in there, you just get closer to your vision, no? I hope I'm not breaking anything while I'm deleting these things. This is correct. This gets cleaned up. This can now get built. I think the rest is needed. Let's see, does it still work? Seems to. I need a sound like those what is it? You know, the typical JRPG text getting written sound. And every time a letter gets in, I play that sound, and then it goes. Trrr, trrr. I need that. I need to find a sound at some point. Don't forget clear. Did I write this down somewhere? No, I think I did the clear anyway. Cleanup doesn't matter. Shops are broken, we know. Openings trail doesn't matter. Continue with tags. So next line 2, we have that. Also, how to force default, we have that. Okay. So now we can continue with whatever the title of this stream is. Which is the tags I put into the text now need to do something to the text. We have different things. We have to be able to read them. Like, we have these payloads and we have the comments. So I can build a function which gets these two and then translates it into some kind of behavior. So So what do we call this though? Text tag switch translator. Text tag function executor or something like that. Plus command payload I can do it a switch case here. Now we have to decide on some namings, I guess. One of the problems is, it is not a problem, never mind. So we have pause, we have font, we have material, we have type speed, we have type jump. What else did we decide on? I had this on my notes, no? I think I wrote something here. Material, pause, font, and size maybe. And maybe we can find other things, but we would need to add this here then. So S like size. So how do we execute pause? We would need a special timer that pauses our typewriter. Before writing more. Do I also need a writer cursor that blinks? I mean, I will need it at some point for my intro with the console. That needs a cursor. Ah, cool. I could maybe use my dialogue system for the console. But that would mean I would need to be able to switch text areas. I guess. Oh well, future monkey problem. Oh, how do we do this though? This thing is into a timer here, which is in here. Oh no, so if I pause this, I need to make sure... No, I don't have to make sure. I just need to make sure that the pausing timer needs to be reset too. Okay, let's do that. So we have to get this and then pause it. This is pause. I mean, so this thing starts, it doesn't write anything, and then it goes in here, has the thingy, and needs to start the payload. Oh, give me a second. There is something I have to do here. Where was it? Here. Oh my god. The hell? Alright, let's continue. So this thing is writing letters. It needs to look into the payloads at the current thing and needs to fire it once at the create here. This thing needs to fire the payload. We will do that, but first we need to build this, which needs a set timer. By event, and then pause typewriter, or resume typewriter after pause. Create, resume, and then we need the payload. Get should have the time in there, which is probably some kind of integer. Yeah, you have a lot of visibility into the enemy status, so you can plan. As the enemies have stamina and stun. Wait, that's something you wrote already. Okay, so this will start a pause. We'll pause this and then we have to resume it. How to resume it? Unpause. Why is there a pause and unpause here? And just a unpause and not a pause function? Yes, we'll just get this then. Maybe this is faster, I don't know. Anyway, this is the time handle for that. But we have to now get this time handle. That. Or promote. And we have to remove this when we are skipping. Does it clear and invalidate even if there is nothing in here? Let's find out. Does it break or do some kind of warning if I skip now? No. We don't need some kind of safeguard there. We should do it. There you go. And now, if I tag, it will still not work. Because this thing doesn't work yet. So create text segment and add to current line. Create text segments, add to current line, and execute tags. Current line. So just making a line. Sequence. Whenever there's a branch, I always use a sequence instead of just putting them into one thing again. Now we can just use this, I guess. But we would need the correct part. Hopefully this is never getting called and there is no line to be created. These are clusters divided by line counts. And then we can get correct element from here. And then we need a for each. Wait. No, these are the lines. Now we also need the current segment. Segments. Get. Now it's the thing. String for each. But this goes in there. All right. Maybe I should make this into a function. Okay, so now we should have the pause in there. Where are we? Here. Don't need to move the stuff from here. Okay, let's tag all these things are there, but now I want to pause here. Let's see. Open pause for 3 seconds. Pause for 3 seconds. 3 seconds. Let's see how this goes. Maybe even pause here. Comma P 2 seconds. Save. Does this work? It didn't work. Oh, it works kinda here. Something is fishy. Oh, of course. Now it's in everything. And this is not correct. It's writing the first stuff. Writing the first stuff and then it pauses. That's not correct. Okay, that's a bummer now. So I cannot forget that I need to stop this too, or else every single line will have this. Now this is exactly the use case where I'm thinking that's a little stupid. Maybe this function needs a different tag then? Like only once tags? How do I implement only once tags? Alcona. Huh, what? I was planning on making my 3D avatar. What are you guys doing in VR chat? What do you mean you baited? Fine, okay. I will join you after the stream then. When are you going into your VR shenanigans? What do you mean I do know? You cannot just invite me and then say, yeah, Manku, I don't know when I will be online, but please come online when you are free. Okay, I will end my stream around 10 PM. If I don't run into a very complicated bug or something. Alright then. And I think you're lying. You never roped in Prime and Neko. Where did you rope them in? Or was it in the open chat? No, not even there. Where did you talk to them? Man. Now, how am I supposed to believe that, huh? I don't have any evidence. You're just roping me in so you can rope others in. They are actually not roped in. I don't need proof! I will join anyway. I will join anyway. So how do I implement this though? So now we need not only where do I even create that? This one? Yes. So this one should decide in what thing it goes. Now this payload thing, we need one more payload thing inside of that struct. One for one segment and one for all segments. Now where is it? This one, right? No. Where is it? Text animation struct. That can't be. Like for the data structure. Conditions. Function. Hide. Matrix. Where does this go? Dialog line. This one. Yeah, here it is. Permanent payload. Payloads. And do once payloads. Command payload. Struct. And do this. Safe. I'm reading the chat. So I was right, Kona, I was right. You're just writing again in a very, very vague way. You're manipulating them. Go in general and say yes. Instead of saying, hey, Monku doesn't believe that you guys will be in VR chat, can you confirm in general? You just say yes. So you didn't tell them. Kona, stop manipulating people. You did manipulate. If they say yes, I will still not believe you. You will have to write there why they should say yes. Then I will believe you. Right now, if they say yes, it will be just you telling them to say yes, and not for what. Okay. For what did he say yes? Okay, wait, I will write in that chat too. Hey guys, I think Kona is manipulating you guys. Her question is to come to VR chat. She said you will be there. Don't believe me. Kona, you cannot manipulate me. It just doesn't work. I know how you tick. You know, you should have done it the other way. You know, I will be in VR chat. You could have just told me, hey Monku, can you come to VR chat, let's play or whatever. I would be there, I don't need the others. I will always say yes to anyone who says, hey, let's meet up in VR chat. But then, since you know I will be there, then you can bait the others. Instead, you lie and tell me that people will be there. Why? You are a funny goober. Yes, it worked, but at what cost? You lost my trust. The trust value went down 10 values again. And it went down many times already, since you lied so many times already. Imagine what the value is right now. You don't lie? What was that just now, huh? Half-truth? Yeah, but that's not how this should happen. You don't predict. You shape the future. That sounds so profound, but the way you're doing it is just scammy. Do I need to look at these in separate ways? No, I don't. At this point, I don't have to look at them in separate ways. They just need to be executed right now. if I'm here, what will happen? The only thing is now to write them in the correct place. So here. We have this here, but we also have like this thing. We have this, and we have this. And they all get whatever. If we don't find anything, this needs to be empty. Remove. Bye bye. See you later. Now, how do we do the do once? I guess we add the commands here and then we clear it here afterwards when we add them here. Should be like that, right? But we should only add certain ones. So we need to know what kind of tag it is. With a switch case or not switch case. Contains. Contains. No, that's not how this can be. It needs to be equal. Case insensitive we could make, doesn't matter, but let's make it sensitive. And then say this needs to be an array though. Needs, oh, how do we say that this thing is some kind of string? I mean, I could make a switch case, but I don't like it. I would like to have like some kind of array that I can just fill in. I mean, we can still make contains. Same thing. But an array contains items, set array here. And then we can say make array, and we can set p, and if it's true we do whatever. Remove. We do the bottom one. Else we need the same thing here. Just make it temporal. Current data. Duplicate. Do once comment data. Add this thing in here with this, and then we take this into here and say clear. This should do it. Now every time P is in, it should only be at certain points, but we still have the text start point. So let's see. This is fine, and then it needs to pause there. Continue. And it shouldn't pause in the next line. Something is fishy. It didn't work. Kinda works, but also doesn't work. So these are the 3 lines. And then it should stop by mirror, mirror. And then continue with the second mirror. Does it though? I should look into the cluster info. It does not make the pause here. So let's see. Tools, debug. What was it again? Widget, dialog. And then here. First cluster, second line. Once there's nothing. Here is M and F. Where's that from? Oh, that's the second line. Okay, yeah. You need to go to the second cluster. Second cluster. First line. It's empty. Okay, that's fine. This should be empty, but this one. And it has a P and a 2 in there. It does work, kinda. Here, are we actually firing him? Oh, wait. No, this is still working. Where's the... Where's the create thing here? So we are going in here and doing this. It should be doing something. Print error, yes. So when we're in the second line or second cluster, we should be having an error yes in there. And it is there, but not here. Why? Why is it at the end? What's with this? You have so many, and only one of them triggered. At the end, create. Let's see what happens. This should now say 0000 4 times, I think. At least at the first cluster. 5 actually. And here it should say 1 3 times at least. It says, oh, this 0 a lot of times. But why? Didn't we save it? I mean, it is in the current line, no? Now this is odd. This thing... Second cluster. First line. Second segment. As I do once. With something in it. Oh. Could it be that the current segment is not set? While we are looking at this. Just adding it there, but we are not in the correct segment, maybe. Oh, it's after. Do we use current segment anywhere here? No, so it can be in front of it. And it should work. Correct. Okay. Now on skip, some of the things we should not activate, like the pause. Maybe. It's correct, because this is just creating it. Also fine. Okay, we should be fine, but for the skip it should be... It could be dicey. So now we have to find out how to fix that. Was this correct? One, two, three. 1, 2, 1, 2. I mean, yeah. I think we told it to do this. Let's do it like this. Okay, seems to work, but now we have to find a way to execute this before it writes anything. Hello, go in there? Okay. We could skip one tick and this executes. This is only at the start, but this is when we are actually in the middle of the sauce. This is tricky. I mean, we could make a workaround-ish thing where this thing could output something like skip writing or skip writing tick. What would happen if we then go to break? I guess nothing would change there. I think that's a good way to do this. I could just make some kind of thing or skip typewriter tick. And then local skip typewriter tick and say how do we get it out of this? Oh no, we cannot do it. Can we? Is this correct or not? Only if true. Set it to true. Like this. This should work. Which means also that if I have a function at the end, that will probably not work. I don't have some kind of string behind. Can always be in front of words. Say this is 5 seconds even. Let's see, does this work now? Oops, skipped it. Seems to work. Now if I skip, do I nullify any timers that get set by the payloads? I skip it only at the front, and then I do the payloads here. Instead of doing it in the front, I should I mean, creating the pause handle already a little dicey. Maybe I need a if here that says is a skip tick or something. And if this is true, then the handles should not go in there. If true, we don't do this. If false, you can't go and this happen. And we don't care about the output anyway. Okay, nice. So the first function is now implemented. For the fonts, I would need some fonts, I guess. Materials, we could do some dummy materials right now. I should write down that we need cursor indicator that can go next page, can go next page, next node, and text. Maybe one indicator for everything is fine. Maybe we could even make it 3 nodes. But if I make it 3 nodes, if we have a choice, we don't know if our choice would stop a dialogue, so that's not a good thing maybe. Let's add material. How would I do this? I need some kind of material map. Probably I will have it here. We need the current segments. Huh. Is this the current line instead? Probably. Current line, current segments, and then set material. And then from the payloads we can get that. So, do we do an array or a map? I guess a map. Does it need to be a material instance? Can it be just some material? See. Well, seems to work. Are we back? That was scary. For 2 seconds my OBS just said nope. I hope it's not making 2 streams now out of this. Check. That would be so bad. It is making 2 streams out of it. Oh my god. I guess I will upload part 1 and part 2 then. Thank you, Twitch. Typewriter speeds. That is... Here. Can I change the speed of the tick rate? Like time? Or do I need to set it new? If I invalidate and then create a new one, does it go into that function first? Or does it do the rest of the function and then goes into the timer? PS. And then it will get overwritten by this one. I was not expecting the next node to be different. Ah, are doing it here. Here again. As 0.5. Keeps going. Oh, of course. Because if it's set once, it just doesn't set it every time. We could make this as once, because it makes no sense for it to be in every single line, because it is a global change. We have to manually tell it to go back to default, or else it will keep this. Should I make a function for that? Every time we open this, a new. I guess if when I need it, I can implement this. But for now, this should be a do once function actually. What do we do with the TJ though? Okay, this is now the third piece of my stream, I guess then. Part 3? Gotta love it. So maybe I will not upload it today, and tomorrow I will download this and try to fuse them together or something. Oh. Everything is just more work, man. Why is it even disconnecting? Is it my connection or is it Discord, Twitch itself? I don't understand. What's going on here? So stupid. Oh well. I guess I should wrap up so I don't have to make more parts. Wait, that's not true, is it? Seems good. And this should be also a once thing because it sets a value. For now at least. Just makes no sense as a permanent one. The only thing that we can change at some point for these is like how they behave. Do they automatically get defaults after I cancel them? But I think I will leave it as is. Next page, it seems to forget what to do. Why though? Why is next page again fast? Ah, because of this. Fine. Not fine. Fine, fine. Fine. Set current set, not current. a little problematic that my tags function differently. If I don't unify them, the translator might have a problem to understand them. Because the non-permanent ones, you set only once and they always function, sometimes. And then the non-permanent ones have functions that are global, like the speed, the letter count that it writes, etc. And then we have permanent ones that goes only for the segment it was set to until another segment starts. So it's intuitively called in my code, but the translator will not read that anyway. But how should the translator know what tag does what? Because if I say M material, it will make that material for that segment, and if we cut another segment, it will stop. It will not make the same material unless that segment also says this material. But if I say speed, it is always set for the whole segment. Which is also good because I don't want to write that tag for every single time. But should I make the tag so that I need to cancel every single tag individually, like in HTML, for instance? How hard would it be to make this? I mean, I could always have a current material, a current whatever, a current thing, and then overwrite it. Hello scene! Look what I built! My tags are have now functions. Look. I tagged right now my text here, which is like I can set the speed, I can set how many letters are written in one time, I can set a material, I can set a default, I can set many things. I can even set a pause before it can write more. Maybe if I say 0 here, and let's say it should make it here. Now let's see what it writes. Wait, restart. See how it goes. See this? I can customize everything. Now imagine I could even set a sound here and then change the sound. You can still skip everything. I have that option. Now there is something there, which was funny. So the skipping does still work, so you can just skip over everything. But If you don't skip, you will see animations, you will hear different sounds for different words. Like if someone's just shouting, maybe the right sound is also like crashing, you know? But you can also skip, of course, if you don't have time. If you experience the story already and you don't want to see everything, you can just skip. So why didn't it write here anything? Well, it's writing now. That's correct, but what's here? Ah, okay, it's still writing. It was just slow. And then there's a space here. Alright. Yes, but I can also say it can write in blocks of 10, 1. It's completely customizable. Like I can say that it should write 1 letters in a tick rate of 0.5 seconds, then give it a very small font, and it could be a whispering, you know? Or I make a very big font with a very red color material, give it a crashing sound, and every single word is written like, Mira, listen to me, you know? Yeah, kinda, right? But it wouldn't be too bad because I go into AI kind of setting. So if the antagonist, which will be an AI, writes like that, it could be maybe immersive. Well, I am an indie dev after all. So I was trying to give it some polish, to give it some character. But yeah, I opened up a lot of possibilities here now, and it works, which I'm really glad it does. The only thing right now which bothers me is that the tags have different ways to be influencing my code. Because some tags work for the whole tags, for the whole text until I tell it to not to. And some are only for segments. I think I need to unify this for when the translator needs to get involved into this. Yeah, I can do that. I mean, I could even add tags to make this image here to do different things, to change to different images or to be animated or whatever. So it could be like a face of an AI, and then at some point it could be that loading circle and whatever. I can do that. And I think the next steps I will do next time. I need to decide that I unify everything or not. If I unify everything, I probably need to put everything into their own variables and get them to be overwritten by some other things, I guess. But yeah. Let's write that down. This side. How do we write this side? With C? This side? Oh my god, I'm so bad at English, man. Yes, this side. Decide if tags influence is unified. Alright. So maybe next time I can add sound too into my typing and maybe different sounds. And then we can experiment with whatever. I could even add screen shake for every single typing. That would be another cliche of an indie developer, no? Always screen shake. Maybe screen shake the dialogue. Oh well. But I will stop for now. I will need to look into how to unify my streams since it was cut into 3 pieces now. I guess I will upload tomorrow into my YouTube when I look and see if I can unify them, but whatever. It's Future Monkey's problem. Now, though, I will go into VR chat and have some fun. Scene, thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure to have you here. Everyone, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. And I will see you guys next time. Bye bye, monkey.